Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this file and they're having trouble welding it. They're going to cut on a plasma cutter. This thing is all grouped together, so I'm going to move it back. I'm going to go to Object and Group and Ungroup. And then I've set my nudge factor on 36, and I'm going to move that line out of the way, this line to the other side, and there's his main problem right there. It still is, it's still a text and it's still attached. And if you look, when I move this, look how close the 2 and the 9 are. When I move this over, they get even closer. So I don't understand what's going on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this. I'm going to move all this to the other side and then move this back. I don't know why moving it did it, but it worked. Now we actually need this. Well, we're going to work on this first. So this text is still like a compound. So we're going to go to Object and break it apart. I'm going to grab our text and I'm going to left click, no fill, right click, red, and make it, well, okay, I'm going to convert it to a curve. And it is a hairline, so we're good. Take this, go up to Object, convert for curve. This isn't really what his problem is, but this is going to help. So I'll left click, right click, and red. I'm just going to look at this right now. We're really close, but it'll work. That period is not on there, but we're going to make it work. And I'll show you how to recover it in a second. Now I'm going to bring that other line and I'm going to make it red. And I'm going to make it a hairline. Now let's try welding it and see what happens. Grab it all and weld. That didn't work. So let's try this. Could have sworn I made that line red. Let's move that line out of the way. Move that line out of the way. Let's group all this together. Control G. Let's group all this together. You know what? Even better than grouping that, let's do this. Let's take the Smart Fill tool, fill that in. Let's move it down. Then I'm going to left click, right click, make sure it's a hairline. Sometimes you have to check off of it. Not a hairline, so we'll make it a hairline. Now I'm going to nudge it over and up. I don't think it's going to weld, and it doesn't, but we can do this. We can do try back minus front. That didn't work. Try front minus back, and it worked. That's exactly what we wanted. See, these other two circles that are over here now are going to be our edge. I am going to go and turn all this. There's another little problem right there, but I'm going to turn all that red and make sure everything, see there's some different size lines in there, so you have a blank screen, but if you turn them all to hairline. Now we're going to nudge that over, and there's your part. The only problem is, and you got really lucky on the, because to cut out the letters that have like a B or a D that has a center part, take your virtual segment delete key and delete that line, and delete that line. Now, I think we noticed before that we're going to have to grab it, go up to Object. Well, sometimes you have to select the whole thing. Let me get rid of these rings. Let's select the whole thing, go up to Object. I'll tell you what, I'm going to group it together for a second. And then I'm going to go to Object. I should be able to break the curve apart. Let's just convert it to a curve. Ungroup all. I'm just trying to get that. Maybe I should have fixed it prior. Okay, let's click on just that. Break curve apart. There we go. Now we can take just this block. I had my nudge factor set on 0.00 or 0.38, 0.01. I'm going to get that block and move it down a little bit. See, it's got a funny, there were part of that was actually there. So this is going to be this is actually not going to break apart because it's welded. So what we can do now, and I should have moved them prior. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the shape tool and we're going to bring that one past and then bring that over there and then just delete this and make sure you get that little bit of a line. Now there's some other problems like the bottom of the two, just swipe through it. Swipe through the one we fixed. Swipe through the bottom of the two and just kind of look at all your letters. I see you had your letters so close to the edge that it's doing stuff like that. So to fix that, just take your shape tool, take that node, and you could actually put it quite a bit above it because now when we delete it, it's going to be gone. Now, we've done a lot of work, but we need to make sure it's going to stay together. And for two reasons. One, it won't fall apart. So we're going to take Smart Fill and fill that in. So everything in green is going to be metal. That's how you can prove it's going to all stay apart because everything's linked together. Then all you do is left click, right click. And the difference between these two is, see, I can move individual pieces around, and on this one I can't because it's all one piece. Now, I've already sent you the file. I'm going to delete that. But you have some other problems for plasma cutting in here. I might make a second video. There's way too many nodes. I mean, there's almost 2,000 nodes. We need to reduce those nodes. So maybe stay tuned for part 2. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.